Espiritu de Dios, llena mi vida.
Perhaps something inside you is becoming unpredictable again. Because if you're too predictable, you're as good as dead. But, oh, you'll be here now. No, he's never late. Now, that's very sad.
Espiritu de Dios, llena mi vida, llena mi alma con tu poder.
You've been maybe have a need to be nice for a long time, and something relaxes, and then you're finding that some other expressions are coming up. And it's a kind of balancing also. And don't make any conclusion about anything. Just let it happen for the moment. So something says, I don't care. You think, oh my God, what is happening? But maybe it's just that you don't mind now to see. Perhaps at a certain time you'd have seen something, you feel, oh, it's just torn up to see, oh my God, I can't look at that, it's terrible. And now you can look at it and it's okay. You say, actually, I don't feel to run and fix it. And it can appear as though you don't care. So let these things just happen, let them balance. It's all right. It's no big deal. If you stay as the witness, because you said yourself as you were speaking, I observe this behavior coming. Yeah? So something is behind that, which is not necessarily participating in that expression, but it watches that expression seems out of character. And, it's okay. Perhaps something inside you is becoming unpredictable again. Because if you're too predictable, you're as good as dead. But, oh, you'll be here now. No, he's never late. Now, that's very sad. Because even I remember a conversation that took place in the Bible, and somebody was asking, Jesus was speaking to one man, and he was like high up in the Jewish spiritual authorities and so on. Nicodemus, his name. And this time, those people were the teachers of the law, all the kind of pundits of the time. They were not comfortable with the presence of Jesus, what he's speaking and so on, because he's sometimes criticizing their behavior at the time. But he himself, this man Nicodemus, wise man also, but he had a kind of quiet admiration for Jesus. So he made an appointment to have satsang with him, one-to-one, in some garden, in the evening. He said, listen, it has to be in the evening, because I can't be seen with you. Okay? So Jesus, okay, let's meet around the back. That's my version. So they met, and Nicodemus was saying, so Jesus saying, a man has to be born again. A human being has to be born again. And Nicodemus, who is a learned man, he says, you mean a man has to go back again in his mother's womb? What a stupid thing to say. But his mind was so material. His mind was so physical. And this is someone who is teaching people. He says, what do you mean reborn? He says, no. Jesus says, not like that, Nicodemus. Not like that. He says, the flesh gives birth to flesh, and spirit gives birth to spirit. You see? That somehow the human being has to be reborn spiritually. You have to know your spiritual self. And it was just a metaphor, not literally. You see? What it means. Something's changing over of power in the way you think, in who you think you are. All of this is coming under a transformation. That your whole way of thinking is being renewed. And you will not be predictable. He says, feel the wind. But you don't know where it's coming from, where it's going. Like this is someone who is born of the Spirit. He said like this. You feel the wind, but you don't know where it's coming from, or where it's going. Such is the nature of the one born of the Spirit. You're not moving by only tradition, although tradition can still be there. But you're not compelled by just conditioning, education, tradition. A deeper power now is alight and alive in you. You will speak things you have never said before. You will say things with such freshness that you are also hearing them for the first time. You will feel urges that you did not know before. And you'll find yourself in situations that's out of character for you. But deep within yourself, you will be on fire. There will be a new love, a depth, a power. You'll awaken to the magnificence of being. You will not have to rehearse your life. You will not need to manage. A greater power is moving in you. And it's the mover behind all things. And you are now, your mind and your spirit will be aligned with this great power. You will only be a witness. Don't interfere. Cooperate. Open yourself. Say yes to that. That's what he's saying. So if your way of thinking is changing, it is right on cue. You're thinking outside of the box of conditioning. This is going to be something new. You're not predictable. You see? But at the same time, you're not wild. You're free, but not wild. There's a harmony. And sometimes there's an etiquette in being. It expresses in harmony and love. But sometimes it won't be boxed in. Sometimes someone who seems deeply caring and loving will set the house on fire. So like this, it's like you're alive, you're alive. Sometimes the fire doesn't apologize for what it burns. And there's a fire in us that can come alive like this. So vast and varied is the expression of the Spirit. So you keep quiet, you watch the unfolding in all the different ways in which the Spirit manifests, how your being manifests and plays and dances. You observe all of this and you still know, I am beyond all of this. You don't have to say that, but you will understand this, that still something here is untouched. There's a love for all expressions, but it's not a love for each person personally. Then you come to see and witness an impersonal intimacy, if we can say such a thing. Can we say such a thing? An impersonal intimacy, what it means that a love is shining from you, but it's not personal. I don't love you because. Just love you cannot help. You love you in spite of even. That love is there. So it is just stretching itself at the moment. It's trying out new expressions. So don't judge yourself harshly. Move as impelled by your own heart. And don't judge things. Just observe quietly. Don't resist the temptation to make premature conclusions about anything. Don't. Just keep quiet. And you'll find that you don't need to close your concepts. Don't close them. Leave them open. Use them. Leave them open. Like this. Such freshness, such freedom will emanate out of you spontaneously.
Espiritu de Dios.
Okay, thank you.
Very great.
Llena mi vida, llena mi alma con Espiritu de Dios.